That's right, Mark. Trenton Public Waterworks is under lockdown today. Officials from the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office were called out, telling employees they were there under classified information. Recently become an author and a greenfield coach for others. Trenton City Schools have had their share of problems, but Acting Superintendent Raymond Broach is the new sheriff in town. He came out of retirement to invoke needed change to the school district because he says the time is now or never.
Walking Tall Charities is a nonprofit organization that helps amputees obtain a prosthetic device like this one. But after speaking with its founder, Stacy Halverson, I found out that it's so much more. The NAACP County will be inaugurating its youngest president in British history, but this young man is not going to let age stop her. With the price of gold being so high these days, and many jewelry stores offering top-dollar for gold, Consumer Affairs wants you to know what you should be concerned with before buying and selling gold jewelry. A raging fire in Hamilton has left more than 21 people homeless. The Red Cross has provided temporary housing for some of these families, like at this hotel room right here. But in each situation, each family is wondering where do they go from here. The Breast Cancer Resource Center in Princeton is dedicated to educating women and men about the importance of early detection, as well as providing many other resources free of charge. The Center for Relaxation and Healing in Cleveland recommends yoga to get you out of bed and into a state of positivity once again. The Reverend Jesse Jackson was in Trenton today at the steps of the War Memorial. He stood alongside union officials and workers to speak out against Christie cuts to workers' health care and bargaining rights. A fitting place to rally for workers, the War Memorial stands for those who have faithfully served this nation as workers here say they have.
We are the hardworking, dedicated public servants who have always done our part to make New Jersey great.
Reverend Jesse Jackson said state officials have calculatingly been taking workers' civil rights away.
Across the country, there's a profound economic calamity, a crisis. Workers are being scapegoated and the poor are being despised. And there's no sense of fairness. Number one, they're denying workers the right to collectively bargain. What the bargain is debatable, but the fact that workers have the right to collectively bargain is a basic civil right.
If you have and you're alive, keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Love you.
Union officials are encouraging their members to keep up the fight.
Charities is a non-profit organization that helps amputees obtain a prosthetic device like this one. But after speaking with its founder, Stacey Halverson, I found out that it's so much more. From her very first patient as a rehab therapist, Stacey saw the potential to assist amputees who do not have insurance or those with insurance obtain a prosthetic device.
The people I've assisted have given back also. We did a leg drive here last year, and in June I went to Haiti for 10 days. I worked with amputees, and actually my patient Jane donated her leg. We took pictures, and because of that, there's so many in
She wants to make sure that those who have an amputation not to feel limited.
You don't want to be nervous, get up, exercise, you know, don't get frustrated with your prosthetic. It takes a lot of extra. It's just really encouraging.
In 2003, but in 2006 he had a terrible accident that took his left leg. Cried for help when police came out to investigate. The conditions they found inside were appalling. Police showed up at 146 South Logan Street to find out why the woman that lived here didn't show up for a court appearance. The outside of the house was a deplorable scene, but the officers that went inside saw something much more chilling.
The home was disgusting. Our first impression, it had a heavy smell of urine and feces. When we went into the house, the floors were covered with rotten garbage, rotting food, dead rodents, some live rodents, standing water. It did appear to have running water in the home. It's just completely unlivable.
This was the home in which an 8-year-old girl and 2 other children were living in squalor. The mother, Plessy Nichols, and her boyfriend, Anthony Robertson, were both taken into custody by police.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's disgusting that someone could treat a child this way.
She hadn't been to school all year, and I asked her if that was in September or from January, and she couldn't tell me the last time she was in school. She couldn't tell me the last time she had a bath. She couldn't even tell me the last time she ate.
Police say what this little girl had to endure at the hands of her mother was too cruel for words.
She just told me that she tied her up when we went through the house. The little girl showed us what looked like bootlaces that were tied around the banister railings. They were bootlaces from like a heavy boot nylon strap.
The wounds on the little girl's arm were so horrific they appeared to reach the bone. Currently, she is at St. Christopher's Hospital for Children in Philadelphia, where doctors are determining if her arm can be saved.
When I went to the hospital, the nurses were treating this little girl. They were in tears. I mean, it's a rough case to see.
Seldom is a seasoned police officer affected by the things they see, but this was the worst they had seen in recent memory.
How can someone live next door to these people knowing? They must know. I mean, if I had a neighbor like that, I mean, you're going to pick something up. I mean, you know, common sense things that you see in life. I mean, I can't understand, you know, We know that this was going on for some time. And these officers walked in there and found this, knowing that somebody else knew about this and never acted on it. It makes us sick to our stomachs.
3 other children ranging in age from infancy to 5 years old were removed from the home by DYFS workers. Both the mother and her boyfriend are each being held at the Mercer County Correction Center on $150,000 bail. Reporting from Trenton, MiriamsReel, WCBN News. Big development plans are underway for West Windsor. Mayor Shing Fouché will be holding a town hall meeting to discuss them. Today, we were able to get a preview. United Way of Greater Mercer County will be stuffing a school bus filled with school supplies for children in need. Everyone involved is very excited. This Stuff the Bus campaign is for preschool children all the way up to high school students. It will help fill a need for many kids that do not have adequate supplies for their first day of school. We have a school bus that we are hoping to fill with school supplies. Each backpack will be filled with all things necessary to start the school year right. Together with United Way and the support of the community, school supplies are to be collected and put on the bus to help children from various agencies, such as Better Beginnings. Sexual abuse is a huge issue within the Catholic Church. It takes victims sometimes years to come forth with the alleged abuse. Victims like Otis Roberts, who doesn't care how long it takes as long as it doesn't happen to anyone else.
I do believe there is a God, and He chose me to expose these so-called messengers, who really are not. Just open your eyes, and not your wallets. See if they pray for you then. To all parents, please be close to your children. Love them, need them, hold them, but most of all, listen and trust them. Don't let what happened to me happen to them.
Otis is using his calling to help facilitate a pastoral response from the clergy to victims of sexual abuse.
A settlement is really the only tool the church can offer. I'm not a materialistic person, once again, but this brings some sort of closure, I guess. Although my true revelations occurred during the late 1970s, it does not lessen how serious the abuse has been to my well-being as an adult.
Otis was 11 years old when the alleged abuse began, the same age his son is now, which may have helped to finally trigger a response.
It's a painful process where a person feels as though they did something wrong as a child when they're sexually molested by a priest, and that person, the victim, then has to live with that, and he carries that with him until his coping mechanisms allow him to come forward and realize that, hey, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to speak out about this.
Yet another victim, who wants to remain anonymous, prepared a written statement saying that the Diocese of Trenton must be held accountable for clergy abuse.
It's common sense that Father Becker was up to something, because the record indicates from 1972 to 1984, he molested these 5 children. One child was molested over 150 times. He was taking them on trips, for instance, to upstate New York, to Washington, D.C. Why didn't anybody pick up on this?
Currently, there's a bill on the table that would eliminate the statute of limitations for victims, enabling them to file a lawsuit no matter their age. The Diocese of Trenton issued a statement confirming the allegations brought against Father Arnold Becker. Becker died in 2009. Reporting from Trenton, Miriam Davenport, WVBN. Reached close to 100 degrees here in Trenton, so these local residents decided to beat the heat. Nakaira says her friends went to school today because they have air conditioning in their classrooms, but she said there isn't one in hers. And in hot temperatures like these, a way to cool off is definitely needed.
Yeah, I didn't go to school today because it's too hot.
The children's grandmother allowed the kids to stay home from school today because she says there's no air conditioning in the Trenton school they attend.
It was hot. It was hot in school, so I didn't want them to go to school today. You know what I mean? Because of the heat inside the school, so it's already hot outside, so why go to school when it's hot in school?
The family says they've been hanging out in the pool since 9 o'clock this morning.
You know, instead of sitting in school and sitting there sweating to death, so I want them to be in the pool, be cool and relax for the day.
Beverly said they have a backyard where they can set up the pool, but she prefers to be out in the front.
Because you can see a lot of people want to get in the pool.
Well, it's like a community pool.
It's only my pool, not a community pool, my pool. They want to get in there, I don't got no problem with people getting in my pool. It's just point of this, you know, you can't have a lot of people in the pool. I just like it in the front for other, for other kids, like my, nieces and cousins to come over and play.
Reporting from Trenton, Miriam Davenport. Now let's take a look at your local weather. This is the oldest running